There is a possibility that burning the home won't happen, and it was raised by city officials last night. Some things at this meeting became clear. Nothing is going to happen anytime soon. Originally, the mayor said the home is so bad that maneuvering around all the junk to physically remove the chemicals would be too dangerous and too difficult. So a controlled burn was the only option. However, last night the words if and when were used for the very first time. And we were told in a one-on-one interview that a contractor could come and dismantle the home piece by piece. WHAS 11 News also learned the city had its first direct conversation with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to discuss alternatives to setting the house on fire. If they move forward with the burn, the weather would have to be right, and it could be weeks from now. WHAS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez is following up the story today, asking more questions about this change, learning more about why the city is now looking at the other possibilities. Isaiah?
Well, Doug, I asked the mayor's office about this potential change of pace here today. And the question of when crews would burn that highway home down, or Highview home down rather, now has shifted to if that's the best avenue. A spokesperson telling me today the next steps will come down to providing access to this property. Since that initial news conference regarding the home on Applegate Lane, the mayor has said the only way to safely get rid of the chemicals inside is a controlled burn. That's after consulting with local, state, and federal agencies, including the FBI. Now, though, the city says they're keeping their options open until the EPA is on site and evaluates best next steps. Jody Myman with Metro EMS confirming this Monday night.
An alternative is, a contractor coming in and actually methodically taking things out one by one in the house if a contractor will do that.
This week, WHAS 11 learned the city had its first direct conversation with the EPA to discuss alternatives, options that would likely take longer and potentially keep residents away from their homes for more time.
We'll be advising on any hazards that are detected and how that could potentially affect your health, and then the steps that you need to take to avoid being exposed. In
a statement sent to me, the mayor's office said the EPA had just responded to Mayor Craig Greenberg's request for guidance this week. Greenberg's press secretary saying, quote, EPA officials have asked for access to the house in order to help us determine the next steps. We are working through the legalities to give them access to the home, and we expect to provide an update by the end of the week.
But just to torch this building without knowing those particulars is just really irresponsible.
Craig Williams, director of the Kentucky Environmental Foundation, says the decision to reevaluate is a smart one. He says even beyond the EPA, the city needs to seek out third-party experts not tied to government to weigh in.
So there's no way to identify what sort of toxic material is going to be emitted from this process. It's counterintuitive.
Meanwhile, businesses nearby the home, like Highview Ice Cream and Coffee, have concerns.
We're not too far away as a business. Are we going to be okay staying open? Are we going to have to shut down for a couple of hours or a day or whatever?
But store owner Camille Anderson Linton telling me ultimately she just wants the safest resolution, no matter how long it takes. And at last night's community meeting, Mayor Greenberg told the crowd that a controlled burn is still the likely option at this point. Now, I also reached out to the EPA today to get a better idea of what they'll be looking for and how the clutter inside the home could impact their guidance. As of news time, I'm still waiting on a response here. Doug.
Isaiah, thank you.